And welcome back, everyone. Final map here for this group. We are going to see, of course, FXO's JKS versus FXOChoya. Facing off on Daybreak will be game number 3. And both these guys did go 2-1 with Choya, taking down the series in the second set of this group. And now let's see who's going to do it this time. Of course, up in the top right, we have Choya as our red Protoss going for a Forge first in... Nexus first into Forge. And then, of course, down here at the bottom left, we have FXO's JKS going in from a pull first into a hatchery at his third. So the exact same scenario that we saw last time. Will we see another cannon rush by Choya? What do you think, Railkun?
I don't think so. Choya is smart enough to realize the chances of that working 2 games in a row is slim. I mean, JKS is going to be rather paranoid about that now. He'll probably make a few more extra Zerglings. Yeah, he's got 4 Zerglings out instead of 2. He'll be able to have those. He'll probably have 2 of them just moving around. He's like looking everywhere for pylons. Look at the queue on these Zerglings. They are literally checking everywhere. So he is making sure that that is not going to happen to him. He even waits to make the hatchery until he checks with the Zerglings. So he's being extra careful. Definitely not going to work. But, you know, Choya has definitely been doing better with his shenanigans. But one thing to consider is most of the times that he's won in our invitationals and stuff, he usually takes the first game. So he also usually wins 2-1. So he's generally had a hard time winning 2 games in a row in these series. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see. We do see, of course, we have drones now moving, the Queen moving up to the third base. That seems to be the trend these days, getting that third base over there, just walking the Queen across creep, all the way across there. In game number 1, Choya really waited a long time to be aggressive. He was poking around with those Phoenixes throughout the entire game, but he never really came out of his base until the late game. And JKS just really punished him for that by expanding a lot, getting a lot of drones, getting that tech so far forward, and he never really looked all that in trouble, because even after that, Choya pushed through, he delayed for those Broodlords. So I think we're going to see another game like that coming through here from both these guys. But we do see...
I think Choya would have been in a better position that first game if he just delayed a little bit longer. Like, Broodlords were out and he just tried to kill them. And if he just waited, adjusted his unit composition a little bit better, I think he would have done alright. But he just got a little bit impatient. I'm curious if we're going to see another Stargate and if he'll try, like, the Void Ray 8-gate, like, completely metagamey all-in thing, because this is really getting metagamey right now. It's like, okay, that's what he did before in Game 3, and it really caught me off guard. Will he really do it again? So, like, Choya's aware that he's probably thinking about it, but then because he's thinking about it, maybe he won't expect it. Oh my god, we got a double Stargate. Okay, we got something a little bit different. He's just gonna go... Will this be hardcore Void Ray? Is he just gonna make lots and lots of Phoenixes?
Well, Choya can really mix it up, so it's pretty much any guess on what he feels like he wants to do right now. So either one really works out well for him, because JKS probably isn't expecting a double Stargate. However, the Overlord is not in position to see what's going on. That's quite interesting. But he might double back down to the south after it gets here.
Out. He is not going to check that in time. He's going to die before he gets anywhere close. There are some Zerglings on the way, but they're not going to get close enough to see this either. So he is completely blind on the double Stargate. He hasn't scouted any extra gateways yet, but that's pretty normal for a single Stargate. So he probably thinks there's one Stargate on the way. And if he skimps on the anti-air, just, you know, getting 4 Queens, throwing down a Spore Crawler every maybe 1 or 2 at the bases, like, total, then this could work, because we got double Void Ray. So he's going to slam out the Void Rays, try and catch JKS completely off guard. This definitely has the potential to work. Yeah, we've got the first couple Spore Crawlers, but there's only 1 at each base. He's going to go for the 4 Queens. He's not expecting this many Void Rays, and this is what could make it really dangerous.
Yeah, and he's doubled that up with 2 Phoenixes behind it. He's going to continue that Chrono Boost, so they'll roughly arrive at that third base at the same time.
Zerglings!
Oh, are they going to see it? Yes, they are. Well, that's a big plus for JKS right there. And then Choya realized, like, oh, I should not have gone that way. But the Phoenixes are going to arrive at the same time. He's going to know what's going on. We've got no extra Spore Crawlers going down here for JKS at the moment.
He is making a Hydra Den, so he thinks he can hold this just until he gets the Hydras out. We'll see how it goes. I mean, there's now the 2 Phoenixes, so this is going to do a good amount of damage. There's 2 Queens over here at the third base. And a Spore Crawler. So this is pretty well defended. The natural has nothing.
He can charge up on this hatchery now, though. He needs to be careful. The Queen's coming from behind at the same time. Really needs to get some charge up going on these Void Rays before anything happens. There we go. Doing a lot of damage to that hatchery, and we got our Spore Crawler coming down as well, but he can actually move to the north.
Oh, he let the charge drop. He could have actually kept it up on the Spore Crawlers.
Yeah, he
but
could.
Without the charge, this just isn't going to work out as well. I think he's going to be able to hold this since he let the charge drop.
Yeah, that's very true. He's just losing Phoenixes now. He's got the charge back on them both now, and JKS is out of transfusers, but with the extra, here come the extra Phoenixes. That is a big plus for Choya. He's continuing to pump out as many Phoenixes as he can. Needs to be careful of that one Void Ray on the right, though. The Hydras are out.
Yeah, the Hydras are going to deflect this, and he lost a few Queens, but that's it. Now there are actually 12 Hydras out already, so this is not going to do much more. 12 Hydras is enough to stand up against these Phoenixes, and that makes this double Stargate commitment not so great. Now he's got to focus on keeping the Phoenixes alive, but with that many Hydras out, he's got extra Spore Crawlers down in a lot of places now as well. He'll still be able to do some harassment, but he's got to be careful because he wants to keep the Phoenixes alive. He's invested a lot of his early time and money in these, and sacrificing them to kill a few Hydras probably isn't the best thing to do. So, I mean, the transition here is just really difficult for Choya. That did not do nearly as much damage as he wanted. He's got extra gateways and robotics facility on the way. So, I mean, I assume he'll go into the normal Colossus transition, but that's a lot of gateways to be going straight into Colossus.
Yeah, that's very true. He can come out straight after this with a lot of these Phoenix support and actually with a gateway army against these Hydras, but at the same time, it's going to be very difficult for him. He's going more gateways. He's playing for the late game now, just as I see these extra gateways go down at that third base with the Nexus as well. He's going to play purely defensively, use these Phoenixes as best he can to keep harassing and just go up
into the third base. He's going to try and come in here, but there's two Spore Crawlers, and the Hydras are in a good position too. So he got two drones and actually managed to get out without losing a Phoenix, and that's going to be all he's going to be able to get done there.
Yeah, at the same time, we do see, of course, an Overseer came in. He hasn't actually come in and seen these extra gateways just yet, which is interesting. There we go. He's starting to move around the base. He's going to go into the only spot that it isn't. Extra gateways, which is interesting.
He will see the Colossus tech, and he saw the Twilight Council. So he hasn't seen the full gateway count, but he sees that there's tech on the way. He's seen some extra gateways. He doesn't know how many, so this could get a little bit dangerous if he attacks across the field a little bit too aggressively. But that is a ton of Hydras. Oh my god, that's a lot of Hydralists.
Yeah, but he's also getting himself into a position where he cannot retreat right now. As we've seen in the Ragnarok games, he needs to be very careful. We do see the Observer sees what's going on. He's actually splitting up the units right now, and the Phoenixes are going to go over the Hydras. That was very close.
There's no Colossus out yet, though, so this huge Hydra count is very dominant. It can kill a lot of things. The only thing that Choya has right now are the Force Fields. We saw another Protoss player use Force Fields very effectively against the Hydralists. If you place them just perfectly, it forces them out of range. But it's very difficult to do that reliably. And these Hydras are going to bust in on this third base. These gateways are all going to go down, and Choya might just have to give up this base without a Colossus.
Well, it's going to be very difficult for him to hold. Yeah, I think he's going to try and defend it anyway, because if he doesn't, then he's going to be even further behind than if he lost his army here. However, we do see the Void Rays coming in. He's trying to split up the units. There we go. He's actually coming in and engaging half the Hydra force without the others. But the sentries are at the front. Yeah, absolutely right. There, Elkin, he's going to lose a lot. He's warping in some Zealots to try and deal with that. However, the charged Void Ray is now doing a lot of work in the background. The Zealots are actually tearing through those Hydras because they could not maneuver. And now he will push this back with the Immortal at the back there, getting quite a few kills as well.
That was excellent patience from Choya. That was actually very incredible. I thought he was going to lose that Nexus, but he waited until the exact perfect moment. He lost a lot of sentries, but he still just microed his units extremely well, got the charge up on his units, and then just attacked in at the perfect moment. That was really well done. But now there's units coming in at the natural, barely warps in his Zealot, but it doesn't fully block. So the Zerglings are going to get in, try and get surrounded on that cannon, but the two sentries are warped in, so he switches targets onto the sentries. We'll get one of them, but not the second one.
But he's coming into the Nexus at the same time as well now. We do see him targeting it down. It is already on very low health. It is so going to die right now. Even with the Colossus there, it's going to be targeted down by JKS. Takes down the Nexus. He's also got units coming at the natural as well. He's going to kill this Cyber Core if he targets it down. Yes, he will. And
Forge went down as well, so there's no upgrades on the way for Choya. This is just really good split attacks from JKS.
Yeah, very, very well done. He's also got more roaches coming down to try and stop any kind of remade for Nexus that's going on there. And JKS now in a commanding lead, 2 bases to 4. JKS has Infestors coming out now. He's got the Roaches, he got the Hydras. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades for these guys. +2 for JKS.
He just got 2 more sentries at the 3rd base as well. He's killing so many sentries. This is really important because of the fact that Choya really needs the sentries to stay alive right now. So he's having to spend all of his gas on the sentries right now. Isn't really able to make the Colossus that he wants. You see he's still only at 1 Colossus because he's having to rebuild everything else. There's a 2nd Colossus. Where is the 2nd Colossus? Okay, there it is. It's down by the 3rd base. We did get a 2nd one out. But it's going to be very difficult for him to keep making those because he has to keep rebuilding his ground army. Sorry, stomp over you there a little bit, but it's important.
That's right. We do see, of course, Corruptors on the way now as well. And looking at the worker counts, it's 80 to 66. And, oh, Infested being lifted up.
And there's another one. Honestly, at that point, Fungals would have been better. He was trying to see if he could get away with not fungling them.
Oh, he's going to get another Infested? Oh, he doesn't have enough energy. Oh, and the Corruptors are here now. That's unfortunate. But JKS also taking the top left-hand base, going into Hive. And from here on in, I think it's just going to be him steamrolling over Choya. Looking at this, the economy that he's got banked up, he's got the army count, he's not going to die instantly. Like, army size is 122 to 59.
The Phoenixes are all dead at this point, so that he doesn't really have anything else to harass. He doesn't have a Warp Prism. If he had a Warp Prism, he might be able to pull off some shenanigans to really delay JKS, but JKS is aware of the fact that the only way he's going to lose this is if he holds back and waits. So he's getting into an aggressive position. He's going to apply pressure right now. He knows he has to be aggressive, because if he just sits back and gives Choya time, Choya can get back into it. So I like this from JKS. He's really far ahead. He's got a lot of money. He can afford to trade units with Choya for a little while, as long as he doesn't get extremely just dominated. He has to actually trade and not just lose his entire army for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Hive is almost finishing up, and we got lots of spine crawlers on the way in the middle of the map here as well. Very common situation for this map. However, normally there's a 4th base already on the way, or already on the way or completed for our Protoss player, because he is going to start mining out very shortly. And 10 more drones.
For JKS. I mean, those drones are probably just going to go into more spine crawlers.
Yeah.
Like, he's just going to fill up his entire side of the map with spine crawlers, protect against any counterattacks. He's staying very aggressively postured across the map. He'll be able to start the Greater Spire here in a second. His Hive is done. He hasn't actually gone for it. He has the money. There it goes. And he's got Neural Parasite on the way again, just in case any Colossus come out too far, or it'll also help if it goes late game against the Mothership as well. So JKS is getting stuff set up very nicely, doing everything he can to deny the 4th base. More Roaches down here in the bottom right, and he's going to catch the probe as it comes down. He's going to run right at these Roaches.
But he might actually lose all of these units here at the same time, though. He's going to get caught by the rest of these units. However, JKS is maxed out. He's probably wanting to trade a few of these units anyway to free up some supply.
That's what I was saying. He can afford to lose these right now, and he might actually want to lose them. It's probably why they're hanging out down there in the first place, because he just wants the supply, and if he could delay the hatch a little bit while doing that, and he burrowed a Zergling, so it did delay it for a few more seconds. And Nexus, there we go. 4th Nexus finally on the way, but that's really, really late from Choya. He's in a tough spot, and he's actually going into the Templar Archives and a Warp Prism. So he's going to be able to make some Archons, but there's no sign of Mothership just yet. He just doesn't have the money. This is the point where you normally see them working towards the Mothership, but he can't afford it right now, and that's a really big deal. Oh, wow, he cancels the Templar Archives. He's going to go for the Dark Shrine. Can still use those GTs to make Archons, and he's hoping that maybe he can catch JKS off guard, but there's Spore Crawlers everywhere from those Void Rays, so I don't know how well that's going to work.
Well, we do have a Warp Prism finishing up now as well as its movement speed, so we're going to see some harassment coming out from him. We do see 1 Roach down here, just seeing the timing of that Nexus, and Greater Spire is done. 7 Broodlords are on the way, and JKS still has 68 lava.
Oh, he did finish the Templar Archives. Where is it? Oh, it's up there. Never mind. He finished it. He's just getting the Dark Shrine too. There's the Fleet Beacon, or the Fleet Beacon, the tastiest building in the game. And I don't know if he's going to get the Mothership out in time. Like, he might get the Mothership out, but I don't think it'll have a Vortex by the time JKS starts bearing down on him with his army.
Well, we do see, of course, JKS coming up. Choya coming with it. Oh, nice fungal on these Stalkers, actually. He's going to lose pretty much all of them in here now. And that is not something Choya wants to do. He's already still behind in supply. He's not maxed out just yet. Warp Prism flying over a Spore Crawler right there. He's going to go straight into the main. Does JKS react? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's warping in 2 Dark Templars, and He's got to be... Oh, he fungled them. Nice job.
Yeah, that's a really good job. You kind of got... Well, that's probably the best response you could probably have at this point in time. But he needs to kill off this Warp Prism. It's very low health. He's going to go into the Spore Crawler. Oh, goodbye. Alright, so that was a really lucky break for JKS right there. It's also one Stalker still hiding up here at the north. However...
The entire army is now moving across the map. The war drums have sounded. JKS is ready. He's got the stockpile. He's got so many infestors, so many broodlords. Oh, no, he's turning around. Why is he turning around?
Oh, he saw that one Stalker. He's probably just gone.
It's one Stalker. Come on. No. Yeah, there we go. He's changed his mind. He's now going to move across the map. That is just so many infestors backing up these broodlords. Mothership is on the way, but there's no possible way he's going to have a Vortex out in time. This is going to be really difficult for Choya.
I don't think the Mothership's even going to get out in time here, to be honest, Railkin. You've got JKS coming across. He's actually got a fungal on that Observer as well. Feedback's coming down there from the High Templars, doing a good job, but there's just so many infestors. Infested Terrans coming down as well, and Choya's just completely on the back foot. JKS pushing all the way through. There's no way he can contend with this army at all. There's still a lot of energy left on these infestors. Let's throw down more Infested Terrans. He's stopped that base. And now he's cornered Choya in his third, and he can come down and take his fourth. Oh, we're gonna see some feedbacks coming down. There we go.
Yeah, he got a few off, but there's still a lot of infestors in the back with a lot of energy, and now the broodlords are bearing down on the army. Stalkers blink forward and gonna get chain fungled. They're gonna go down immediately. Yeah, that's the GG.
Alrighty, so JKS will advance into the round of 32. We're taking out Choya and Sting. Congratulations to him. We will be right back with our next group. It will be... Who will it be? Group K, MMA, Love CD, Hyun, and Yang. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.